Hello, everyone. I'm Greatness685, the host of Greatness685 tonight on the Emerald News Network. Before I discuss the issue that I'm going to be talking about tonight, first of all, I would like to do a follow-up on yesterday's talk about shops. So, a quote that I said was, "Boss Care has more flaws than Jackson's house or anywhere in that specific area." I was exaggerating a little bit. It does have some flaws, but I'm going to go to that a little bit later. Now, I discussed a few of Boss Boy's things in this, and I wanted to do an interview with him about this. So, please welcome our current president of Rivers SMP, Boss Boy 42. Welcome to Greatness 685 tonight.
I'm glad to be here.
All right. So, my first question, I don't know if you're aware of this, but people have been taking advantage of Boss Care, and it's not entirely your fault. So, what's your reaction to that?
Well, I'm surprised, and I want to know how. How could they?
So, basically, they're using your some of the I, some of the things like bailouts. Uh, I don't know what word you use for them. Do you use bailouts?
Well, I don't really know what you mean by that.
Like if a shop isn't restocked, you sort of bail them out.
Oh, I don't remember that, but I my plan for the shops is that if they haven't been like active, if no one has bought from them and they haven't been restocking it for a while, then it will be shut down.
All right, and
Unless like we're still figuring it out a little bit.
all right, yeah. So that's the main reason people have been using this, so they they uh, they don't have to restock their shops unless it's like very low on stock to the point which it's almost closed down. And yeah, so it seems like they've been taking advantage of it in that sense. So so the idea is they are doing it so they do not have to restock their shop as much as they used to.
Well, I don't really ever remember passing that. What I wanted Boss Care is for players if they don't have jobs they can do it. I might have to revise that um, bailout system.
Yeah, and the job thing, people in Rivers are notorious for not doing their jobs. There used to be jobs in Rivers like a year ago, and there was the same problem then. There would be a lot of people who had jobs, but I was the only person who was actually doing it. So,
I see.
do you think that you can have more motivation for players so they can do
Yeah.
their jobs?
Um, I might have to raise. I might have to make it so that they have to be fired if they don't do their jobs, and if they are, well, not fired. Like if they every once in a while they can skip a job. Like if they need to collect a stack of wood, I can see how that would be annoying and hard to do and take a while. So it can take them like maybe a week in total. But if they're like on vacation, they can take it off. But if they have like a whole bunch of jobs due and they haven't been doing them and they know they have them but they just don't do them and they understand that they aren't doing them, then I might just have to fire them.
Okay. And my next thing, in one of your speeches, I watch a lot of your speeches.
Thank you.
I was preparing for all this, and speeches, you do really great on them. So,
Thank you.
so now you said earlier that crime was at an all-time low. Now,
Yes.
I do my fact checking, and I have determined that it was lower in October of 2016. So
Hmm.
we measure it as the how likely a crime, how likely it is for a crime to occur on a specific day. Right now, it's 4%. October, it was around 3%. So Yeah.
Well, I'm working on that.
Yeah. And
Earlier today we had a debate, and you may have heard that I have plans for the shops. How um, the shops will have they won't have a pay test, because then people could just mosey along and be like, oh hey, there's a shop that hasn't been used for a while, and then just mosey on in and steal a couple of emeralds. And the player probably won't know because they haven't gone there in a while, and if they ever went back, they'd just be like, oh hey, there's some emeralds here, I made some profit, and be totally oblivious of the people who just stole from them.
all right. So now that's really good. So uh, and maybe you could reword that a little bit, as crime is a lot lower than it's been in a long time.
Yes.
All right.
I didn't have enough access to all of the crimes and
And
the
since
things
you
that
are
people have done.
I'm
So,
just going to stop you right there. Since you are a newer player, it
newer.
yes, it it can be hard for you to catch up. So yeah, I
What do you mean
understand.
by catch?
Like catch up with what's been going on in rivers. Like find your way around. Rivers just so confusing, and even players who have been on for years, like me, I sometimes have a hard time finding stuff. So yeah, I understand. Right. So the topic of today's show will be mega organizations. Now we did our follow-up interview with the last show. Right now we'll do our next one. So mega organizations, they have just gotten so powerful these days. I cannot even believe it. One of my friends said, "Hey, can I start a mega organization? I heard that you have one." And I do own one, the Greatness Administration, or TGA. They moved back at the sound. Back, back a little bit more. Up, stop.
Our guest is still on the side though.
Perfect. Wow, this is the fastest that we've ever done it.
Our guest is still on the side though.
That's fine.
Okay. Keep going.
All
By the
right.
way, Michael, a tip. When you're talking to the guest, you might want to actually like look at him when I move the camera down a bit. You might want to look at him a bit, and he's alive.
Yeah. All right. So one of my friends said, "Hey, can I start a mega organization? I heard that you have one, and I do have one, the Greatness Administration or the TGA." And I said, "No, you shouldn't really start one. I would like to warn you, start it if you like, but it's very hard to do it because they just get so much power. If you even have one bad person in your entire organization, then just going to be on a downhill path." And yeah, the mega organizations that are around now, I think the TGA is the only one that's even semi in line, and it's because I really control it, and not many other mega organizations do. And if they do, not enough. So, yes. And the I'm going to use Danacorp as an example. They cheated in 80,000 emeralds, which is the more than the combined amount of every other player. And they also created the Enderman Foundation. The Enderman Foundation is a division of Danacorp, and they were the one and only cause of drama in all of Rivers SMP. So now Danacorp is an example of a mega organization that went downhill very fast. Now, off to Lee Corp. When it started out, it was just horrible. It was the worst mega organization that I've ever seen.
It was like North Korea, but like.
And then, and everything they did, they covered it up. And then, luckily, one person that's right here in this call, I'm going to give you a hint. It's not Boss Boy and it's not Nathan.
Yeah, it's Jackson.
It's me.
No,
I was the one who went on. Permanent ban, long-term ban, one-day ban. Each member got a ban. And that, and then when this organization finally came back up with the 2 remaining members, it was very good. It still had 1 or 2 flaws, but I must say I'm impressed with how they changed. So now the TGA. The TGA has gotten into a few things with Downcorp, and we've definitely made our mistakes, but we just keep going, and we've just done so much. You see the TGA's name on so many things nowadays. Greatness 685 tonight is run by the TGA. About an eighth of the shops on rivers are run by the TGA. Stateness United, the biggest country alliance in all rivers, is through the TGA. Greatness Building Services, a name on many major buildings and rivers, is through the TGA. And even in our mistakes and flaws, we still found out how to overcome those. And that's really what I like to see in a mega organization. I wish that could be better. We all do, but mega organizations have a lot of power, and it can really get out of hand very easily. So if whoever becomes president, I really hope that they can decrease that power a little bit. And I also hope that the president is not the owner of a mega organization, and if they are, it is or not an owner or a member of a mega organization, and if they are, it is a good one, like the TGA or off the Lake Corps. Now, just a few closing thoughts here, or I might say final thoughts.
What told me?
But anyway, my final thoughts are, keep it in control. It's not that hard, and make sure to follow those rules. We can have a rule book of mega organizations. I'm making one of those, and I'm going to try to get passed. Look for that. All right, so I'll have a follow-up on this in my next show. That's all for tonight. Make sure to check out my
I'm
other...
back.
Oh.
I play
I
Pokemon.
was just doing my outro. So anyway, let's continue. So now I had one more question for you when you left.
Alrighty.
So before you left. So one of the quotes from the show 2 days ago was, if you don't enforce the law, then people are just going to keep breaking it.
Oh, yes.
What's your reaction to that?
Well, I say that I'm definitely trying my best. The problem with that is that I haven't seen any people breaking any laws because the people of rivers are just so good. If anyone does catch a player cheating, then immediately report it to really any trusted admin like Greatness or Michael or Nate or Eccentrics MC.
Did you hear that, staff? I'm considered a trusted admin. Continue.
Not Dano.
Did you hear that?
Me.
Did you hear that, staff?
Not
Dano is
Dano.
not considered a trusted admin.
And he's a VP,
Continue.
man.
Continue.
Well, I was just making a joke. You can go to any one of them. Pickraft sometimes joins, I think, still.
Yeah,
And
he's occasionally on.
So yeah, so
Carl's the most
Pickraft,
active
Greatness, Eccentrics MC, or even me. I'm I have some just punishments.
Yeah.
And we will either
Or
have
Jackson. Don't forget Jackson.
Oh gosh.
we will either take care of it ourselves or have a council with some of the staff members, and we will decide on a just punishment.
The same
I don't
staff
think-
members who passed boss care.
Yes. Not
So,
just one warning should be allowed, and no more than that, because if we just keep giving warnings, nothing happens.
past presidents did 2 warnings.
I
what's-
believe that it should be one warning, because once you steal, you could get away with it twice, even though you would have to give it back.
So
But having 2 warnings just encourages them that they can try one more time before they actually get caught. So
And,
only one warning should be allowed.
and you heard about what happened with Optilicor, right?
I did not.
When I became president, I took them down.
I was
It's
not
no
around
longer
then.
That was not that was Optim administration. Actually, you know what? I gotta correct this real quick. I'm the fact check guy. They're actually 2 different organizations. The difference in those organizations
they are?
is what do you think? It's like I guess you could say a subdivision. That's
It's same members pretty much, just change their name.
Well, it's totally kind of different in a way because the difference really made it all is that the one person who's no longer in it. The difference makes
Nico.
everything. The difference
Yes.
makes everything.
The
Spot
difference
on.
is Nico.
Literally, yeah.
Spot on. You really got that. I was the one who did all that. So
I think we have to primarily take out the one guy who's making it corrupt. Because the other guys, the other guys were not they were cops, but they were kind of, I guess you could say, quote unquote, bullied into following the orders of this guy.
And that's why it was only long term 1 day.
Yeah, one of them was supposed to be permanent ban, but it turns out actually he was falsely blamed, and then that further made us think, okay, so that one guy we kicked out.
Just got couple
Hello.
months. Just like couple months.
Yeah.
My phone is on 1%, so if you have anything else for me, say
Oh
now.
yeah, and I do have one more thing. So, most more, in some of your speeches, you make these pauses, and so I know that this really doesn't have much to do with you being president, but about those pauses that you sometimes make in your speeches, I've had a lot of campaign managers, and I've only won elections with one of them, but they all had one thing in common. They all said, make sure your speeches flow, and this, however small it is, this could cost you the presidency or another staff rank one day. So this is not really a question, but
really, what I have to say about that is just sometimes I like to use big words when I'm running because that makes people kind of respect you.
So maybe trying to think of a big word similar to another word?
Yeah, I've wrote some pretty long speeches.
Yeah, it's
so I get it's kind of hard. It's hang on, I'm not AFK. I like to use big words because it makes people respect you, kind of like big words, they must be good, kind of.
Yeah.
I have a very good brain.
So I just pretty much use big words like, I can't even think of them because they're so big, but you get the point. I use big words to hopefully impress the other people, but it's, yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at figuring out a person's campaign, and I was able to tell that you've been reading from lines because I heard clicking.
Yeah.
The pauses
because I'm not able to it's hard to remember all those big words and just a whole bunch of words in general just from memory. So I write it all down in a book.
I kind of do my own thing. I'm one of the only presidents who doesn't do lines. The one time I did it, it was the election kickoff speech. But everyone's different, and
bro, that was such a short speech. I don't think you needed a book for that.
Yeah, it was like 47 seconds.
It was the
My
shortest.
shortest speech on record.
Oh gosh.
And all right, so thank you so much for your time.
Yes,
No,
thank
thank you.
All right, that's all for tonight. Make sure to check out my other videos on the Rivers YouTube channel. I'm here in Rivers SMP. Take care.